Hi guys, Eric here once again with another Synth Secrets. Today we're cooking up two different patches, some FM sounding bells with Hive 2 and a bass patch with Diva. We're going to design them in the style of Maceo Plex's Destination Mars, a 2018-19 release on Adam Bayer's drum code. It also features contributions from the legendary Josh Wing. We're going to start off by emulating FM synthesis with Hive 2 by making some dizzy, dissonant bells, and then we'll use Diva to create a thick, wide bass. So set your tempo to 130 and either download the MIDI from Attack or duplicate what you see on the screen. And if you want to follow along, you can get the free demos from Yui. Let's get to it. Alright guys, to begin with, open up Hive 2. We're currently on the Brassy Joe preset. So head up to the preset browser and select Init right at the bottom. Now when you select Init, you'll see that Oscillator 1 is set to Sawtooth, so click on it and change it to Wavetable. Once you do that, you'll see that it opens up the wavetable area in the middle of the device. And here you can choose to browse all the different wavetables: additive, complex, FM, performance, harmonics, simple. As we said, we're going to be doing FM synthesis, so we're going to choose FM and we're going to choose FM matrix. It won't sound any different until you start changing the position. So let's start dialing in on the position knob. Let's go. That's too much. Let's pull it back to roughly halfway. That sounds about right. But it's a bit harsh, so we're going to want to work with the filter to try and pull back some of those frequencies. So head over to the filter one. It's already set to a low pass, which is one I want to keep. So we only want to mess with the cutoff and the resonance. So let's pull the cutoff down. That's a bit too much. That sounds good. See what this sounds like on max. Too much. Actually, it sounds pretty cool. But let's still put it back. That's good. We also want to add in another filter. So head over to the filter 2 on the right side of the device. If you click on filter 1, this routes the output of filter 1 to the input of filter 2. But for the time being, we just want to work with the filter 2. So if you click solo over here, then you'll only be listening to the filter 2 and you can get a better idea of what you're doing. Let's set the filter 2 to high pass. Now let's see what this sounds like if we just pull it down. Sounding okay. Let's just dial in some resonance. Now let's hear it in context. Now that sounds good, we want to change the envelopes. So head to the amp 2 section below. Let's increase the delay slightly. Let's pull the sustain down, and the real magic maker is dialing in some release. There we go. Now we have something sounding much more like a bell, which I like, but it doesn't have enough movement for my taste. It's just a bit too static. So let's get straight to the modulation, and what we're going to do is we're going to modulate the position of the wavetable. Click on the crosshair here and then drag it over to the position knob of the wavetable. Now we don't want to go too crazy with this. You can either dial it here with the orange knob, that's a bit too much, or you can also do it down at the bottom where you see a bit more and I find it a bit easier. Let's set it high, but to affect it some more, let's push these all the way up. And there you go, and now you can see it visually modulating in the middle of the device. Let's bring this down a little bit. Let's see what it sounds like at 20. Let's see what it sounds like at 10. That's sounding pretty tasty to us. Let's pull this release down. We also want to modulate it a little bit more. So let's repeat the same process and assign LFO1 to the wavetable position. Let's also see what this sounds like. Okay, that's a bit too much. So we just want to change this. The idea of it being random, that's kind of cool. Let the machine do the work for you. Let's keep it high. Let's keep it high. It kind of sounds pretty decent at 40. But this part is too fast, so let's change this. Let's see what it sounds like on 1 second. Let's see what it sounds like on 10 seconds. Yeah, now we're talking. That's sounding much, much better now. For now, we're going to leave it like that, and we're going to add in some effects. So click on the effects in the middle and click on reverb. Let's increase the mix to around 50%, and let's just try and drive some of these sounds in the middle with some EQ. Just dial in some mid. Don't overthink it, just tweak and experiment. Let the machine sound do a lot of the sound work for you. And hell, just for the fun of it, let's add some distortion. Everyone loves distortion. It sounds pretty good, but I think it might help if we just increase the stereo width. And how we're going to do that is we're going to duplicate it, pan one of them hard left and the other hard right. Let's close that a second, and then let's hard pan this one, and then hard pan that one. Now I'm pretty pleased with our FM sounding bell. Let's get to the bass. So for the bass, same as before, open up Diva, right click in the preset browser and choose Init. Let's hear how it sounds. It's already got a great analog sound. It is Diva after all, but we still want to tweak it. So head to oscillator 1 and just move the detune down slightly. We're just talking a notch. With oscillator 2, let's just take it up an octave. Let's increase the detune. You can go way too far with this, but we're just gonna let's just keep it at only a small amount. We don't want the third oscillator, so just bring the volume right down and it's out of the mix. Let's get the mix right between the two. I think for oscillator 2, we'll just bring it to around 12 o'clock. That sounds about decent. Now we also want to add some modulation into this. So head over to the modulation section. You'll see here it's already on the VCF ladder. We want to leave it like that because that's going to give us all that mode goodness that we're looking for. Let's start with envelope 2. Let's see what it sounds like. Okay, let's move it to the right. That's got some real potential for growl, so let's leave it there. Let's bring in the emphasis. And let's just pull this curve down. Let's try and shape this modulation. Let's bring the decay and sustain. That's starting to sound tasty. Now let's head to envelope 1. Bring the decay down. Maybe we can move the envelope 2. I'm loving that growl, it's such beautiful sound. We want to make this bass as wide as possible, so head to the effects section, click on the chorus, turn it on, and just pull down the dry wet to around halfway. And it comes with different types, choose which one you like. Now, like most bass parts, let's change the mode into mono. And from my side, I think we have a pretty good sounding growly bass. Now let's add the drum part that we created earlier. It's just a standard 909 kit from within Ableton, and it's a really simple pattern. Let's head back to Diva. That's sounding tighter. Let's put on a limiter. Let's boost it slightly. This is the world's quickest mix. I wouldn't recommend this as a mixing tutorial. This is just a synthesis tutorial. But while we're here, let's take our bells, let's group them. And now let's turn them back on. Why not? Let's try adding some more reverb to them. go back into Hive and just dial back some of the cutoff. Voila. Now it's sounding tasty. Let's bring the volume up. We can also add a limiter to those. Really just for the purpose of this, but if we were doing a full mixing tutorial, we'd probably do a few other things before we add a limiter. Guys, I hope you like the Synth Secrets. If there's any tracks you'd like us to try and recreate, just drop a comment below or get in touch on our socials and we'll do our very best for you. Make sure to check out all our other videos and catch you next time.